The city looked honest from a distance. Glass towers rose over the harbour, catching the morning sun like they had nothing to hide. The water moved quietly below them. Ferries crossed from one pier to another. Office workers hurried through the financial district with coffees in one hand and phones in the other. Singapore had a polished kind of discipline: clean streets, controlled traffic, quiet, money. Everything looked managed, measured, and efficient. Maya Cross stood near the window of her hotel room, watching the city wake up. Her phone buzzed on the desk behind her. She turned, already knowing it would be Sam. "Tell me you're awake," Sam said when she answered. Maya smiled faintly. "Good morning to you too." "I'm downstairs, lobby cafe. I found coffee strong enough to make me forgive the flight." "That is a high standard." "It is, and I have documents." "Even better." Maya glanced at the slim folder on her desk. "I have documents too." "Then we're officially working." Maya looked back out the window. "We were working the moment someone said the words, 'Nothing looks wrong, but something feels off.'" Sam paused. "That sentence has never led us anywhere peaceful." "No," Maya said, "it has not." She ended the call, slipped her laptop into her bag, and took one last look at the skyline. On paper, the assignment was simple. A private technology logistics company called Arden Crest Systems was considering a strategic merger with a large financial corporation named Calix Meridian Group. Calix Meridian was respected, well-capitalized, international, and heavily connected to institutional money. The request had come through a friend of a friend. Not a formal whistleblower, not a law enforcement referral, not even a crisis, just a quiet request for due diligence before Arden Crest Systems signed a letter of intent that could change the future of the company. Maya had read the preliminary file twice on the flight. Everything looked clean, too clean, and that was why she was there. Sam sat in the lobby cafe with 2 coffees, 1 tablet, and 3 separate stacks of printed documents arranged by color tab. Maya stopped beside the table. "You look comfortable." "I look organized." "You look suspicious." "That too." Sam pushed 1 coffee toward her. "No sugar, light milk." "Perfect." "I am a professional." "You are also avoiding the part where you tell me what you found." Sam leaned back. "I found a beautiful company." Maya sat down. "That sounds terrible." "It is. Calix Meridian has strong public filings, clean executive bios, polished ESG reports, impressive revenue growth, and an acquisition history that makes investors clap." "And privately?" "Privately, I can't tell yet. That is what bothers me." Maya opened the folder she had brought. "Our client?" "Daniel Cho," Sam said, "founder and CEO of Arden Crest Systems, 42, former engineering officer, built the company from regional logistics software into a serious AI-enabled supply chain platform. His board wants the merger. His CFO likes the valuation. His general counsel says the documents are standard. But Daniel called us because his college roommate is married to Lena Ortiz." Maya nodded. She knew Lena, former federal prosecutor, sharp, careful, and not easily alarmed. Sam continued. "Lena told him that if his instincts were bothering him, he should get someone independent before he let bankers and board members rush him into a deal. That sounds like Lena. She also said, and I quote, 'Maya Cross does not confuse impressive paperwork with truth.'" Maya took a sip of coffee. "That sounds like Lena trying to get me to say yes." It worked. It worked because she was right to ask. Sam turned the tablet toward her. "Daniel will be here in 20 minutes." Maya scanned the summary. Any obvious pressure campaign? Yes and no. Calix wants exclusivity within 10 days. Their offer is strong, but not too reckless. The board likes the speed, Daniel does not. Why? Sam tapped the screen. Because during the last meeting, Calix's lead integration officer casually mentioned internal reserves that should not have been visible in the version of financials Arden Crest Systems shared. Maya looked up. That could mean someone inside Arden Crest Systems gave them additional materials. Or Calix obtained access another way. Or they already knew what they wanted to strip before they made the offer. Sam's expression changed slightly. That's where my mind went. Maya looked across the lobby. Who at Calix is leading the deal? Evelyn Strake, Chief Strategy Officer, very polished, very connected, known for making difficult mergers look painless, which means she knows exactly where pain is hidden. Before Sam could answer, a man in a navy suit entered the lobby and paused near the cafe entrance. He scanned the room with controlled nervousness. "That's Daniel," Sam said. Maya closed the folder. "Let's hear what he is afraid to say out loud." Daniel Cho approached with a practiced business smile that did not reach his eyes. "Maya Cross?" "Yes." She stood and shook his hand. "This is Sam Reed." Daniel shook Sam's hand too. "Thank you both for meeting me discreetly." "Discreet is usually wise," Maya said, "but it is not a substitute for honest." Daniel sat down slowly. "That is what I am trying to be." Sam folded his hands. "Start with what made you call Lena." Daniel inhaled, then looked down at the table. "We have been approached before," he said. "Partnerships, acquisitions, growth capital. Calix is different, bigger, more established. Their offer could protect our employees and give us global reach." "But?" Maya asked. "But every meeting feels like they already know where the bodies are buried." Sam watched him carefully. "Are there bodies?" "No, not criminal ones." Daniel gave a tired half-smile. "We have normal company. Issues, product delays, contract disputes, one internal disagreement about overseas vendor exposure, nothing that should scare a major institution." "What did Calix know?" Maya asked. Daniel pulled a document from his briefcase. They referenced a reserve model our CFO prepared for a board-only discussion. It was not in the data room. It was not sent to Calix. When I asked about it, Evelyn Strake said her team had modeled several scenarios independently. Did you believe her? No. Why not? Because she used the same phrase from our internal memo, deferred exposure compression. That phrase came from our CFO. It is not standard language. Sam made a note. Who had access? Board members, CFO, General Counsel, myself, 2 senior finance staff. Maya leaned forward slightly. "What do you want from us, Mr. Cho?" "Daniel is fine." "What do you want, Daniel?" He looked between them. "I want to know whether I am being paranoid before I slow down a deal my company may need." Maya's voice stayed calm. "And if you are not paranoid, then I need to know before my people walk into something they cannot walk out of." For the first time, Maya saw the real concern beneath his controlled exterior. Not fear for himself, fear for the company he had built. She nodded. "We will begin with the data room, the communications timeline, and the people with access to the restricted materials." Daniel exhaled. "I can get you that." "One more thing," Sam said. "Has anyone connected to Calix mentioned a name that seemed out of place?" Daniel frowned. What do you mean? An employee, analyst, consultant, anyone who came up once and disappeared from the conversation. Daniel thought for several seconds. Then his face shifted. There was one, he said. Nadia Kwan. Maya glanced at Sam. Daniel continued. Mid-level compliance manager at Calix. She was on the first diligence call. Quiet. Asked unusually specific questions about revenue recognition and fund transfers between subsidiaries. Was she on later calls? Maya asked. No, I asked about her after the second meeting. Evelyn said Nadia had taken personal leave. Sam's pen stopped moving. When was that? 3 weeks ago. Have you heard from her since? No, I do not know her personally. Maya's eyes remained on Daniel. Did anyone seem uncomfortable when you asked about her? Daniel did not answer immediately. Then he said, yes. Who? Evelyn Strake. That evening, Maya met Adrian at a quiet rooftop restaurant overlooking the bay. It was not a date. At least, that was what she told herself while choosing earrings she had no practical reason to wear. Adrian stood when she arrived. He wore a charcoal jacket and an expression that softened when he saw her. You made it, he said. I said I would. You say many things carefully. That sounds like an accusation. It was an observation. Maya smiled as she sat. That sounds like a lawyer trying to survive dinner. I am not a lawyer. No, but you argue like one. Adrian laughed softly and sat across from her. For a few minutes, they did not talk about cases, corporations, threats, or strategy. They talked about the city, the heat, the strange feeling of being somewhere beautiful while carrying serious work in your head. The waiter brought tea. Maya wrapped both hands around the cup. Adrian noticed. Long day? First day of a new assignment. Can you talk about it? Only in general terms. General terms are safer. Maya looked at him for a moment. Adrian had a way of listening that did not crowd her. He never pushed for more than she was ready to give, but he also did not pretend not to see what was there. A company is considering a merger, she said. Something looks clean, but the timing and access do not feel right. Financial corporation? Maya raised an eyebrow. That was not a guess, Adrian said. That was your face. My face said financial corporation. Your face said polished danger. She shook her head, smiling despite herself. That is very specific. You have categories. I do not. You absolutely do. Maya looked out over the water. There may be a leak. There may be misconduct. Or there may be nothing. You don't believe that last part? No. Adrian's expression turned thoughtful. Sometimes clean systems are more dangerous, because everyone is trained to trust the appearance of order. Maya looked back at him. He lifted his cup. Small input, not case input. It is useful input. I'll take that as a compliment. It was one. They ate slowly. The conversation moved in and out of comfortable silence. Adrian asked about Sam. Maya told him Sam had already color-coded the case before breakfast. She cares about you, Adrian said. Maya's eyes narrowed slightly. Sam? As a friend, a colleague, someone who knows the work costs you something. Maya did not answer right away. Finally, she said, She does, and I care about her. That is good. You say that like it is rare. In your world, Adrian said gently, trust seems rare. Maya looked down at her plate. He was not wrong. After dinner, they walked to the elevator together. Neither reached for the other, but the space between them felt charged anyway. At the elevator doors, Adrian said, "I'm glad you called." "I almost didn't." "I know." Maya gave him a questioning look. He smiled. "That was also your face." The elevator arrived. The doors opened behind her. For a second, neither moved. Then Maya said, "Good night, Adrian." "Good night, Maya." She stepped into the elevator, and as the doors closed, she caught him still watching her. Not possessively, not impatiently, just present. It unsettled her more than danger usually did. The next morning, Daniel provided access to Arden Crest System restricted data environment from a secure conference suite inside his company's Singapore office. Sam was already deep in the access logs when Maya arrived. "Good morning," she said. Sam did not look up. "I have bad news." "You always say that like you are bringing me a gift." "This one has layers." Daniel stood near the glass wall, arms crossed. "What did you find?" Sam turned her laptop toward them. "Your restricted reserve memo was accessed 4 times after the board meeting." Daniel frowned. "By whom?" "2 expected users. You and your CFO, 1 board member, and 1 service account connected to document indexing. Our indexing system can access stored files." "Yes," Sam said, "but it should not export them." Daniel's face tightened. It exported the memo. It created a compressed copy in a temporary archive, then deleted the archive after 31 minutes. Maya stepped closer. "Destination. External cloud relay, masked but sloppy in one place. I have a partial routing signature." Daniel looked sick. "Someone stole it." "Someone made it available," Maya said. "We still need to identify who initiated the process." Daniel walked to the table and gripped the back of a chair. "Could this be Calix?" "Possibly," Sam said, "but I am not ready to say that." Maya looked at the screen. "What else?" Sam opened a second file. "Nadia Kwan." Daniel turned. "The compliance manager?" "Yes. She appears in Calix's public staff directory cached 6 months ago. She is not listed now." "People leave companies," Daniel said, though he did not sound convinced. "They do," Sam said, "but they usually do not vanish from conference call records, internal meeting agendas, and archived project rosters." Maya's attention sharpened. "You found deletions." "I found absences shaped like deletions." That is a very Sam sentence. It is also accurate. He brought up a timeline. Nadia attended Arden Crest Systems' first diligence call with Calix. She asked questions about revenue recognition. 2 days later, she accessed internal Calix compliance files related to offshore subsidiary transfers. The next day, she sent a meeting request to Calix's internal audit director. That meeting was cancelled. After that, she took personal leave. Daniel stared at the timeline. "How do you know this?" "Some of it came from metadata in calendar attachments Arden Crest Systems received. Some from document revision trails. Some from public cache artifacts. Nothing privileged. Nothing illegal." Maya looked at Daniel. "Did Calix provide an updated diligence team list?" "Yes." "Is Nadia on it?" "No." "Ask for her to be added to the next call." Daniel blinked. "What?" "Ask casually. Say you appreciated her questions and want compliance continuity." Sam nodded slowly. "That will tell us something." Daniel looked uncertain. "If they refuse?" "They will refuse," Maya said. We need to see how. The call took place that afternoon. Evelyn Strake appeared on screen from a conference room framed by dark wood and muted artwork. She was elegant, composed, and almost aggressively calm. "Daniel," she said warmly, "good to see you." "Evelyn, thank you for making time." Maya sat off camera beside Sam, listening. Daniel followed the script they had prepared. Before the call ended, he said, "One more thing. In the next diligence session, I would like Nadia Kwan included again. She raised useful compliance questions in the first meeting." For the first time, Evelyn's expression paused. Only half a second. But Maya saw it. "I'm afraid Nadia is unavailable," Evelyn said. "Still on leave?" "Yes." "Do you know when she will return?" "Not yet. Personal matters." Daniel nodded. "Understood. Is there another compliance manager with her level of familiarity?" "Our team is fully briefed. I'm sure. I just valued her specificity." Evelyn smiled. "Specificity is valuable. Continuity is too. I will ensure our current team is prepared." The answer was smooth. Too smooth. After the call ended, Daniel turned to Maya. She did not like that. "No," Maya said, "she did not." Sam looked at her laptop. "And right after you asked, Calix restricted access to 2 archived team pages." Daniel's mouth opened slightly. "During the call?" "Within 90 seconds. Maya stood. "Now we know Nadia matters." Daniel looked from one to the other. "Can you find her?" Maya did not answer quickly. Finding a missing person was different from reviewing a merger file. It changed the risk. It changed the moral weight. "We can try to determine whether she is safe," Maya said, "but you need to understand something. If we find evidence of criminal conduct, this stops being merger diligence." Daniel nodded. "I understand." "No," Maya said firmly. "You need to really understand. Your board may not thank you. Calix may retaliate. Your deal may collapse. And if regulators get involved, you may lose control of the timeline." Daniel looked toward the conference room glass. Outside, Arden Crest Systems employees moved through the office, unaware of the decision forming inside the room. Then he turned back. "If Calix is hiding fraud, I do not want their money." Maya studied him. "Good," she said. "Then we keep going." By nightfall, Sam had traced Nadia Kwan through the fragments people forgot they left behind. A conference biography, a panel listing, an old professional profile, a compliance association registration, a charity event photo. Maya stood behind Sam in the hotel workroom, reading over her shoulder. "She was not a junior employee," Sam said. "Mid-level title, yes, but she had access." "Experience?" 10 years in financial compliance, anti-money laundering, fund structures, cross-border reporting, quiet resume, serious work." "Any disciplinary issues?" "None that I can find. No lawsuits, no public complaints, no social media drama. She seems careful." "Careful people do not disappear casually." Sam clicked into another document. Her last public activity was 4 weeks ago. She was scheduled to speak at a compliance roundtable 2 days after she supposedly took leave. She cancelled the morning of. "Reason?" "Family emergency." Maya folded her arms. "Do we believe that?" "No." "Address?" "Apartment lease records are not public, but I found a business registration connected to a small consulting entity she created 3 years ago. Mailing address is a co-working office. I can check it tomorrow." Maya looked at the timeline taped to the wall. What about Calix's financials? That is where it gets uglier. Sam brought up a flowchart. Calix Meridian has a clean parent company structure, but beneath it, there are special purpose vehicles connected to acquisition financing. Some are legitimate, some look like temporary holding tanks. For what? Revenue. Maya's eyes narrowed. Inflated. Possibly recycled. Funds move from subsidiary to investment vehicle, then return as advisory revenue, performance fees, or managed capital commitments. Round-tripping. Yes. That would make growth look stronger than it is. And hide liquidity problems. Maya was quiet for a moment. How much? Too early, but enough to matter. The door opened and Daniel stepped in with takeout bags. I brought dinner, he said. I did not know what you liked. Sam looked up. At this stage, calories. Daniel smiled weakly and set the bags down. Then he saw the wall. His smile faded. That bad? Maya did not soften the answer. It may be. Daniel walked closer. Is this fraud? It could be fraudulent reporting, market manipulation, concealment of liabilities, or all three. We need more proof. And Nadia? Sam turned the laptop toward him. She may have found the same pattern. Daniel pressed his fingers against his forehead. I brought this to you because I thought someone had leaked a memo. That may have been the thread, Maya said. Not the cloth. Daniel looked at her. What does that mean? It means the stolen memo may not be the main crime. It may be how we found the edge of it. Near midnight, Daniel left to speak with his general counsel. Sam stayed behind, still sorting documents. Maya watched her for a moment. Her sleeves were rolled up. Her coffee had gone cold hours ago, but she kept reaching for it anyway. You need food, she said. I ate. You ate 2 bites of rice and 1 mushroom. It was a large mushroom. Sam. She sighed and leaned back. I know. Maya pushed one of the containers toward her. Eat. She opened it reluctantly. You are bossy when you are worried. I am efficient when people are irresponsible. Same thing. She sat across from her. You have been quiet. I am thinking. About Nadia. Maya waited. Sam looked down at the food. People like her don't usually run unless they are scared, but they also don't disappear without leaving something behind. You think she left a trail on purpose. I think she tried. Maya's expression softened. You are taking this personally. Sam met her eyes. Aren't you? Yes. Then don't make that face. What face? The one where you pretend I am the only person in the room with a conscience. Maya leaned back. She was right. She had a habit of treating Sam's concern as something fragile, separate from her own. But Sam was not fragile. She was steady. That was different. I am sorry, she said. Sam looked surprised. Maya gave her a small smile. Do not make it strange. I would never. You absolutely would. She smiled too, then took a real bite of food. For a few minutes they ate in silence. Then Sam said, You had dinner with Adrian. Maya looked at her over her container. That was a turn. It is called conversation. It is called being nosy. You were wearing earrings. I wear earrings. Not those earrings. Maya tried not to smile. You catalogue my earrings? No, but I do notice when my friend is trying to act casual while looking very not casual. She shook her head. It was dinner. Good. That is all you have to say? No, but I am choosing maturity. How generous. Sam's expression warmed. He seems decent. He is. And you seem less guarded around him. Maya looked away. Sam did not push. That was one of the reasons she trusted her. Finally, she said, "It is not serious." I didn't say it was. It is just nice. Then let it be nice. Maya looked back at her. Sam shrugged. Not everything needs to be interrogated. That is rich coming from you. I said everything. I did not say financial documents. She laughed quietly. It was brief, but real. Then the screen chimed. Sam turned back to the laptop. Her face changed. What? Maya asked. I found Nadia's trail. The trail was hidden inside a file name, not a dramatic one. No secret code, no cinematic warning. Just a misfiled PDF attached to a compliance seminar archive, uploaded under the wrong category and indexed before someone could remove it. Sam opened the document. Most of it was ordinary. Panel schedule, speaker notes, registration details, but embedded in the metadata was a comment string. Maya leaned closer. The comment read, CMG recognizes revenue from controlled circulation between Meridian Yield Partners, Calix Strategic Holdings, and advisory subsidiaries. Transfers reviewed. Escalation blocked. ES aware. KR authorized. If unavailable, check personal ledger backup. NK. Daniel had returned by then and stood in the doorway, frozen. ES, he said. Evelyn Strake. Sam nodded. Likely. KR? Maya asked. Sam typed quickly. Kieran Rusk, Chief Financial Officer of Calix Meridian Group. Maya read the line again. Escalation blocked, if unavailable. Nadia had known she might not be able to speak. Daniel's voice was low. Personal ledger backup. What does that mean? It means she copied something, Sam said, or kept notes somewhere outside Calix. Can we find it? Maybe. Maya straightened. We need to be careful now. Daniel looked at her. More careful than we already are. Yes, she pointed to the screen. This is no longer just suspicious. This is a potential witness indicating senior executive knowledge of fraudulent transfers. If Nadia is missing because of this, then everyone connected to this inquiry may become exposed. Sam's phone buzzed. She looked at it, then frowned. What is it? Maya asked. Daniel's general counsel just sent over the revised exclusivity agreement from Calix. Daniel checked his own phone. They sent it tonight? Sam opened the file. Maya watched her face as she read. That bad? Daniel asked. Sam said, they added a confidentiality expansion. Maya stepped closer. What kind? Sam read aloud. Arden Crest Systems agrees not to disclose, discuss, transmit or provide to third parties any analysis, concern, irregularity, discrepancy or related investigative material arising from merger diligence without prior written notice to Calix Meridian Group. Daniel stared at her. They want to control whether we report concerns. They want to create a paper argument that you breach the agreement if you talk, Maya said. Daniel's jaw tightened. Can they enforce that? Not against reporting crimes, Maya said, but they can intimidate, delay, sue, and confuse the issue. Sam scrolled further. There is more. They want signature by noon tomorrow. Daniel let out a humorless laugh. Of course they do. Maya turned to him. Do not sign it. I won't. Tell your board the agreement requires outside legal review. They will pressure me. Let them. Daniel looked exhausted. You make that sound simple. It is not simple, Maya said, but it is clear. The next morning, Maya and Sam went to the co-working office connected to Nadia's consulting registration. It was tucked inside a restored building near a side street, lined with cafes and small design firms. The receptionist looked young, distracted, and deeply uninterested in corporate intrigue. Maya approached with a calm smile. "We are trying to reach Nadia Kwan," she said. "She used this address for business correspondence." The receptionist typed the name into the system. "She has mail service here," the receptionist said. "No dedicated office." "Has she collected mail recently?" "I can't disclose that." "Of course," Maya said. "Can you forward a message?" The receptionist hesitated. "I can leave one in her box." Sam stepped forward slightly. "It is important that she knows someone is trying to confirm she is safe." The receptionist looked up. That landed differently. Maya lowered her voice. "We are not trying to cause trouble for her, but if she comes in, please ask her to contact Daniel Cho at Arden Crest Systems or Lena Ortiz in Washington." The receptionist's eyes shifted toward the back hallway. Maya noticed. "Has someone else asked about her?" Maya asked. "I can't say." Sam glanced at Maya. Maya placed a business card on the desk. "Then do not say. Just take the message." The receptionist took the card. As they turned to leave, she spoke softly. "She hasn't come in." Maya stopped but did not turn fully. The receptionist continued, barely above a whisper. "A man came last week. He said he was her brother. He was not." Maya turned back. "How do you know?" "Nadia doesn't have a brother, she told me once, only sisters." Sam's voice stayed gentle. "What did he want?" "Her mail." "I refused. He got angry, then left." "Security footage?" The receptionist looked toward the ceiling camera. 30 days. Maya slid another card across the desk. "Please preserve it." "I could lose my job." "You could help protect someone." The receptionist swallowed. Then she nodded once. Outside, Sam exhaled. "Someone is looking for the backup too." "Yes," Maya said, "and they are worried it came here." "Do you think it did?" Maya looked back at the building. "No," she said. "I think Nadia wanted them to think it might." By late afternoon, Daniel's board was turning. Not all at once, not dramatically, but enough. One board member called the delay unfortunate. Another asked whether Daniel was allowing personal anxiety to interfere with shareholder value. The CFO, Martin Hale, was more direct. Maya and Sam sat in Daniel's office while he took the call on speaker. "Daniel," Martin said, "we cannot spook Calix over speculative concerns." Daniel stood behind his desk, one hand pressed flat against the surface. "We have evidence that restricted materials were accessed and exported by an indexing service. That could be a technical anomaly." Sam closed her eyes briefly. Maya wrote one word on her notepad and turned it toward Daniel. "Ask." Daniel read it. "Martin," he said, "did you authorize any expanded access to the board reserve memo?" "No." "Did anyone from your team?" "Not to my knowledge." "Then why are you minimizing it?" Silence. Martin's voice cooled. "Be careful, Daniel." Maya's eyes lifted. Daniel's grip on the desk tightened. "Is that advice or a warning?" "It is reality. If you derail this deal without proof, you will damage the company." Daniel looked at Maya. She gave a small nod. He ended the call. For a moment, no one spoke. Then Sam said, "I do not like Martin." Daniel let out a sharp breath that was almost a laugh. "Neither do I right now." Maya stood. "Has Martin been pushing the deal from the beginning?" "Yes, he said Calix's capital structure would protect us from market volatility." "Did he know Evelyn before this?" Daniel frowned. "He said he met her years ago at a conference." Sam turned to her laptop. "Let's verify that." Maya looked at Daniel. "You may have an internal compromise." Daniel sat down slowly. "Martin? I do not know yet, but someone inside Arden Crest Systems helped create the access pathway or looked away when it happened." Daniel stared at the closed office door. The betrayal hit differently when it came from inside. Maya knew that look. She had seen it in founders, agents, soldiers, executives, and witnesses, the moment they realized the danger was not only outside the walls. That night, Maya did not plan to call Adrian. She did anyway. He answered on the second ring. "Hey," he said. The warmth in his voice made her pause. "Hey, you sound tired." "I am. Bad day? Productive day. That is not the same as good." "No." She sat on the edge of the hotel bed, shoes still on, laptop open beside her. "I cannot discuss details," she said. "I know. But I can ask a general question. I'm listening. If someone is pressuring a company to sign a confidentiality agreement that restricts discussion of irregularities found during merger diligence, what does that sound like to you? Like someone trying to turn silence into a contractual obligation?" Maya smiled faintly. "That was my thought. It may not hold against lawful reporting, but it could scare people who do not know better." "That was also my thought." "Then why call me?" She looked down. That was a fair question. Finally she said, "Because sometimes I want to hear a normal person say the obvious." Adrian was quiet for a moment. Then he said, "Maya, I am not sure anyone in your life is normal." She laughed, and some of the tension left her shoulders. "Fair. But here is the obvious," he continued. "If clean people discover a problem, they preserve evidence and invite review. Dirty people rush signatures and narrow who can speak." Maya leaned back. "That is useful. You already knew it. Still useful." "Maya!" "Yes? Be careful." "I am always careful." "No," he said gently. "You are always brave. That is not the same thing." The words settled between them. She did not answer immediately. Then she said, "Good night, Adrian." "Good night." After the call, Maya sat still for a long time. Brave was easier than careful. Careful required admitting there was something to lose. Sam found the ledger at 2:17 a.m. Not the full thing. A pointer. Nadia had used a personal encrypted storage account under the name of her consulting entity. She had not left the key in the obvious places. She had hidden recovery clues through professional documents only someone tracing her compliance work would think to examine. Sam did not break into anything. She found what she had intentionally exposed. A public-facing file titled Roundtable Prep Notes contained a strange sequence of capitalization errors. Maya read over his shoulder. "You think that is deliberate?" Nadia was a compliance manager. People like Nadia do not randomly capitalize words in formal notes. She extracted the letters and paired them with dates from Nadia's archived speaking schedule. The result was a storage folder name and a partial passphrase. Maya stared at it. She wanted someone careful to find it. She wanted someone who knew what the misconduct was to find it. "Can we access it legally?" Sam sat back. Only if the folder is public or shared through the link. I'm not crossing that line. Maya nodded. Try. She entered the folder path. A login prompt appeared. Then a message. This folder has been shared with designated recipients. Enter access phrase. Sam entered the partial phrase. Denied. She tried one variation. Denied. Maya looked at the words again. NK said personal ledger backup, she murmured. Not corporate ledger, personal. Sam looked at her. Maya picked up the printed biography from Nadia's compliance panel. What did she call her framework? Sam searched the page. Clean lines. Try that. She entered the phrase. The folder opened. Inside were 12 files. Spreadsheets, voice memos, a scanned handwritten note, and one video file. Sam did not touch anything. She turned to Maya. We need Daniel's counsel. Yes, Maya said. And Lena. Daniel's general counsel, Priya Menon, arrived before sunrise. She was precise, unsentimental, and very awake for someone called out of bed at 4 in the morning. Lena joined by secure video from Washington. Maya summarized the chain, the leaked Arden Crest memo, the Calix revenue circulation pattern, Nadia's metadata warning, the false brother at the mail office, the pressure to sign the expanded confidentiality agreement, and the discovery of Nadia's shared folder. Priya listened without interrupting. Lena's face hardened as Maya spoke. When Maya finished, Priya said, "Do not open the files yet." Sam nodded. "We haven't. We need to preserve access records and document how the folder was located. If these materials become evidence, chain of custody matters." Lena leaned closer to her camera. "Maya, if the files contain what we think they contain, you and Sam may become witnesses." Maya had already known. Still, hearing it made the room feel smaller. Daniel looked at her. "Witnesses?" Lena answered. "They discovered the materials. They can testify to how they found them, what steps they took, what they did not alter, and what they observed." Priya turned to Daniel. "And if this implicates Calix executives, regulators may seek statements from everyone involved." Daniel rubbed both hands over his face. "This was supposed to be due diligence," he said. Maya's voice was steady. "Sometimes due diligence does exactly what it is supposed to do. It protects you before the damage becomes permanent," Sam said. Priya nodded. "I will contact external criminal counsel and prepare a regulator notification strategy. Daniel, do not speak to Martin alone." Daniel looked up sharply. "You think he is involved?" "I think he may be compromised," Priya said. "That is enough." Sam's laptop pinged. She looked down. Her face went still. Maya noticed immediately. "What?" Sam turned the screen. A new email had arrived in the shared folder account. No subject, no sender name visible, only one line: "Stop looking for Nadia Kwan if you want her found alive." Daniel whispered, "Oh my God." Maya looked at the message, then at Sam. The case had changed again. Fraud was no longer the only crime in the room. By mid-morning, the city outside looked exactly as it had the day before. Orderly, bright, expensive. Maya stood in Daniel's office while Priya spoke with outside counsel in the conference room, and Sam preserved screenshots, timestamps, headers, and access logs. Daniel stood near the window, staring down at the street. "I keep thinking about my employees," he said. Maya joined him, but kept a little distance. "That is not a bad thing. I thought protecting them meant securing the strongest partner. Sometimes protection means refusing the wrong partner." He nodded slowly. "I know that now." Maya watched a line of cars move below them. "You knew it before. That is why you called." Daniel looked at her. Do you ever get used to this? No. That is comforting and not comforting. That is honest. Behind them, Sam said, Maya. She turned. She was looking at the files again. What did you find? Sam opened the scanned, handwritten note from Nadia's folder. Priya had authorized a controlled review under counsel's supervision. The note was short. If this is being read, I was blocked internally. The revenue is false. The reserves are thinner than reported. KR approved the transfers. ES coordinated outside pressure. MH at Ardencrest Systems may be cooperating. I am trying to reach someone safe. If I disappear, look at the Harborview meeting. Daniel went pale. MH Martin Hale. Maya's eyes moved to the final sentence. The Harborview meeting, she said. What is Harborview? Sam searched quickly. Hotel, private residences, executive conference floors. When? Sam checked the folder's file dates. The note was scanned the day before Nadia disappeared. Priya entered from the conference room. Regulators need to be contacted now. Daniel nodded. Do it. At that moment, Daniel's assistant knocked and opened the door. Mr. Cho, she said, visibly uneasy. Martin Hale is here. He says he needs to speak with you immediately. The room went quiet. Maya looked at Sam. Sam closed the laptop halfway, not enough to shut it down. Priya straightened. Do not let him in. But before the assistant could respond, Martin appeared behind her. He wore a grey suit and a controlled expression that looked almost convincing. Almost. Daniel, Martin said, stepping into the doorway. We have a problem. Maya turned fully toward him. Yes, she said. We do. Martin's eyes shifted to her. For a brief second, his mask slipped. Not much, just enough. Enough for Maya to see fear. Enough for Sam to see guilt. Enough for Daniel to understand that the betrayal had a face. Maya's phone buzzed in her hand. A message from Adrian. Be careful. Brave is not enough today. Maya glanced at it once, then put the phone away. She looked back at Martin Hale. The next move mattered, and everyone in the room knew it.